Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by ABC Quality and the South Carolina Department of Social Services.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina for another segment where we're talking childcare in South Carolina, everyone's business. And I'm joined by Michelle and Zoe from the South Carolina Department of Social Services. Guys, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you.
We have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to start with you here, Michelle. So let's go ahead and get into it. How would you describe the state of childcare here in South Carolina?
In our state right now, we have around 300,000 children that are ages 5 and under. And 68% of those children have both parents that are in the workforce, which kind of shows you the need for childcare. There's also some areas in our state that have childcare that's readily not accessible to families, which makes it even harder for them. And also the true cost of care is something that we need to really think about. The true cost of care far outweighs what families can afford to pay for childcare. So all of these things affect the parents, the children, the child care providers, our businesses, and our economy as a whole. And in South Carolina at DSS, we have recently worked with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation and the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce to produce an untapped potential report. And in that report, it showed that our state's economy loses nearly $1 billion each year due to child care issues. So it's something we all need to take note of.
So you're telling me this is a pretty big problem that's
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Well, what is DSS doing to address these problems?
Well, right now for what we're doing today, trying to get the word out, trying to talk about it, trying to open communication of how the state of childcare is and what can we do. Our childcare licensing is also working really hard to license the childcare facilities as quickly as they can. We've worked with our COVID funding to try to create pilots to, like one was the SE Boost program, which was a wage supplementation program that helped our childcare teachers to stay afloat. And we also work with programs like Childcare Resource and Referral, who's here with us today.
Yes, I was going to ask you, resource and referral, that's what you do, right? Tell me all about that and how that's helping.
Of course. So SCCCR&R, we offer statewide services that are free, and it's all about promoting high quality early care in the state. And we like to think that we pour those free services into 3 buckets. So families, childcare providers, and the community. Parents who are searching for childcare can go on our website and use our search portal to find childcare that meets those needs. For families that have more specialized needs, they can work with our staff to get some more specialized referrals. So as an example, we work with families whose first language is Spanish. And then that second bucket, the child care providers, they're who has your kids during the day and during that really crucial brain development window of 0 to 5. So we offer them technical assistance throughout the year with our quality coaches. That's making sure that they meet those licensing and regulation requirements, but also taking it up to that second level of quality and providing the highest quality of care. And along with that, we provide free training and free conferences throughout the year. So they can get some of those tips on providing higher quality care, but they can also network and connect with their peers and connect with us and our partners. And then the third bucket, the community, we do a lot to connect with our community. One of the things that we're proudest of over the past couple years is our work with employers. So South Carolina is always growing, and there's always new employers coming into the state, and they need some childcare solutions for their employees. So that can look like a lot of different things. It's not a one-size-all-fits solution, but we can work with them to offer some financial incentives or partner with local childcare to help their employees. And like I said, that's all free for those populations.
You know, childcare is the backbone. Childcare is the backbone that supports families going to work, supports the children being able to enter quality childcare programs that get them school ready for kindergarten. So childcare is a 2-generation issue, and it affects our workforce of today and absolutely affects the workforce of tomorrow.
Thank you both. I really appreciate it. And guys, you can always learn more information about ABC Quality at www.abcquality.org.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by ABC Quality and the South Carolina Department of Social Services.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, I am in Jeep heaven today. I'm joined by my new friends, including Jody Lynn, who is from the Dirty Myrtle Jeepers.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Why don't you help me introduce these other lovely ladies we have right here?
Absolutely. This is Mary Ellen Pelton, and she is with the Carolina Coast Jeep Club. And this is one of her admins, Megan Galpin. And I'm Jody Lynn Jordan with Dirty Myrtle Jeepers.
All right, Jody Lynn, let's talk about what you guys do.
Oh my goodness, we do so much great stuff. So whether we're out having fun in the community, whether we're doing get-togethers, whether we're going four-wheeling, stuff in the community, giving back, it's all what it's about. It's about getting together with Jeeps, having a great time, enjoying everybody, and getting to make new friends and having fun.
What I really love about Jeeps is that everybody can really express themselves.
Absolutely.
It's so cool. We were taking a walk around the parking lot here. So many people have come out to show off their Jeeps. What is your favorite part of being able to see, everyone's individuality?
It's so much. Everything from the ducks that they collect to the names that they name their Jeeps is always fun, especially when it really matches their personality. You kind of get a good kick out of it. All of the different decorations and things that they do. And a lot of people go out a little bit more than others at different times of the year, with whether it's Christmas or Halloween. They really do take it seriously. Some people even, there's a Jeep back here that has a big, huge duck on the top. He actually has a name. I can never remember his name, but she has named that Jeep duck. Birdie. Well, her Jeep's name is Birdie. I cannot remember the duck's name. But he is a big, huge, like 6-foot duck that is strapped to the top of her Jeep. So,
well, let's talk a little bit more about that, because for somebody that maybe doesn't own a Jeep, they might not know about the duck culture that is very important to Jeep owners.
It is.
And here in Myrtle Beach, y'all have quite the collection.
Oh, we
Almost
absolutely
every single Jeep out here has tons of ducks. Why?
Absolutely. So it started off many years ago. It's not quite 10 years ago now. But in Canada, with a lady that came out from a store, and she saw a Jeep that she liked, and she put a duck on it. And ever since then, it's kind of just caught on as Duck Duck Jeep. And there's actually a big, huge hashtag for that, where people can go and post the Jeeps or the ducks that they get that are left on their Jeeps, and it's like a movement. So if somebody sees your Jeep and they like it, and they want to tell you that they like your Jeep, then you leave a duck.
Love it.
I mean,
That's
how
so
can
much fun.
that not make your day?
Oh, it absolutely does. And they're very, very unique ducks as well.
Absolutely, they're very different. And it's kind of strange to see some of the ones that are so different, because you don't even know where they get them from, that they're so unique and so different. And people actually really look for the more unique ducks, and that's what they buy.
That's so cool.
The more unique they are, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna buy that because nobody else is gonna be giving this duck out.
Very cool. Well, for somebody, so you guys, I'm sure, have people who are more novice Jeep owners as well as veterans, people who've had Jeeps for 20 plus years.
Correct.
What does the process look like to join one of these clubs and start hanging out with y'all?
Absolutely. So we are on Facebook under Dirty Myrtle Jeepers, and they are also on Facebook under the Carolina Coast Jeep Club. So you can just send us a request to join our group. Most of us have a couple of questions that you have to answer that says that you have a Jeep. It doesn't matter whether it's a Jeep Wrangler or a Gladiator. You can have any kind of Jeep. And then at that point, you'll go ahead and come into our group. But we always have lots of events planned. We plan events constantly.
Yeah.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by DeVry University.
All right, guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. We're talking about AI today and whether or not people are going to feel like they can make it in the workforce in just 5 years. We're going to start with you, Scarlett. Do employees have the skills to remain employable and be successful in the next 5 years?
You know, it depends on who you ask. We actually surveyed over 1,500 employees as well as another 500 employers just to understand the state of the workforce in this age of AI. And what we found is that there is this silent standoff. It's the difference between the now and what comes next. Right now, employees and workers believe they have the skills that they need, but both sides are concerned about what comes next. Do they have the skills that they need for the upcoming transitions happening within AI? That's why it's so important that both sides communicate. Employer needs to share what skills are necessary, and employees need to take advantage of the upskilling opportunities that are presented to them. The time is now to really bridge these gaps between the skills that are needed and the upcoming jobs that will need those skills.
And Dave, can you talk about some of the discrepancies between what employers think and what employees think and some of the downsides of that?
Yeah, there's lots of risk right now in terms of the break we see between employees and employers, largely because it could slow innovation and it can actually stunt our workforce development as we think about the skills we need as the workforce evolves. Our survey showed that 85% of workers feel well qualified to do their jobs today. However, 69% of employers worry that that same workforce lacks the skills to be successful. And when we think about how we move the workforce forward, 75% of workers claim they're doing enough today to upskill their workforce, but nearly 1/3 of workers say their employers are simply falling short. This standoff has to be resolved. We have to align on a future, and we have to talk about the pathway to get there.
Where can my viewers go to learn more information about all of this?
Yeah, to find out more, you can visit us at devry.edu.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by DeVry University.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Quadre Stuckey. We're talking about beautiful, beautiful artwork with a rich cultural heritage. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. I'm blessed. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me today.
We're going to do a lot of fun stuff, but first I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to kind of walk me through your creative process when it comes to this.
So when it comes to my creative process with the artwork, I like to visualize what I'm going to do first in my mind, and then I like to, draw it or sketch it on the canvas. And then once I sketch it on the canvas, I like to add that paint to bring it to life.
And you have quite a history.
Yes.
Why did you get into art in the first place?
I would say art is like my God-given talent. It wasn't something I had to try hard with. It was something that would naturally come to me that just kind of flows easy. So I wanted to use that and share my gift with the world.
I would say that when you look at your art, I was taking a look at your portfolio, and a lot of it is so striking.
Yes.
You have such a unique look.
Yes.
How would you describe your art, though?
I mean, I would describe my art as kind of like a mixture between like contemporary pop art and then low country Gullah lifestyle series. That's what I say, because that's our history and rich culture in Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm from. So it's about that Gullah lifestyle, maintaining the culture and the heritage. So I'm just telling the story through my artwork.
Why is that important to you?
I feel like it's important because if you don't tell your own story, somebody else will tell your story and control your narrative. So it's better for you to keep your own history and pass it down to the generations to come, like your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and your children, to let them know where they came from and what you did to make it here where you're at today.
And how does it feel whenever people see your art for the first time?
It feels amazing because, with artwork, it speaks to everybody different. You know what I'm saying? People get happy, people get excited, people get, filled with joy. So I mean, me inside, that's just a good heartwarming feeling that I feel every time that people see it, experience it, and then they just love it and fall in love with it.
And what would you say is the toughest part of the process for you?
The toughest part of the process was, I'd probably say, selling it, because, these are like my kids, and then somebody wants to buy it, you gotta let it go and then not look back. But, at the same time, I could just paint another one.
And speaking of, if someone is interested in purchasing your art or taking a look,
yes,
how can they do that?
Well, they could go online to my website, www.quaddesigns.net, or they could go onto my nonprofit site, www.GullahGeecheeFamilyFoundation.com, purchase the artwork.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Quadre. I appreciate you visiting me today.
Definitely.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Hey guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm very excited because in the studio I have some famous people.
Oh gosh.
Co-hosts of a brand new podcast that's coming out called Elevate. How are you guys doing today?
We're great. Thanks for having us, Katie.
We're
excited to be here.
We have to introduce you two. You guys know who this wonderful woman is, but go ahead and tell me your names and what you do.
All right, well, I'll start. I am a former news anchor here at News 13, formerly Nicole Boone. Now I'm Nicole Huckabee. And I am now in collaboration with my good friend Rachel Godwin for this podcast called Elevate, co-hosting it.
Yes. And I'm Rachel Godwin. I started Elevate, the podcast, and I'm a co-host as well with Nikki.
So you guys have very different journeys, but you found your way together, and this is really exciting because I don't know any other podcasts in the area that are doing what you guys are doing.
It's so exciting.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
why it's important for us to be here to tell you about it. So, right,
Tell me all about it.
Yes, it is a needed resource. So we are the Grand Strands resource for a healthy lifestyle, and we like to say among the ebb and flow of coastal living, because we know that means it can go, up, there's ups and there's downs. But wellness is on the top of everybody's mind. If you don't have your health and your wellness, what do you have? You want to have a healthy, vibrant life. And so people are so interested in all of the new modalities and therapies that are available and the supplements, but they don't know if they're the right things for them. And so by connecting our community with our local Grand Strand experts, which there are
a lot.
It's incredible.
More than you actually realize.
Yes. When we started this, I was like, Nikki, you won't believe these businesses that I am finding. And it's been such a joy to have them on, have them share their story, their passion, their products, and their services. It's really going to be a blessing to our listeners and our community.
And we're a grassroots effort, so this is the first time something like this is happening in our community, which is what really makes it unique, and why I kind of summarize it like this. We want to be your best friends that you can listen to us and say, oh, well, if they find value in that, that's something that I might find value in, or share our episode with someone because, my grandmother or my aunt or my uncle or my sister or my brother, they may find value in this something that's happening here that they don't know about, because we all have struggles with our health, different things, or we're just looking to have a great spa day or brighten the face and work on anti-aging, all the things. And so we're finding all of that, Katie.
I love it. Well, I feel like this is a great way to do it because you have to talk for a little bit of time to get to know people and to talk about these different things, and you got to kind of do it on a podcast. You can really dive in.
Yeah, it's a long conversation. It's very natural. There's nothing, pretentious about it or very structured. It's really allowing someone to take the time to tell their story as to really how they came into providing this service or having this particular business. We have a lady, her name is Pearl, and she's with Holistic Massage and Skincare, and her way of treatments is
fascinating.
Tell me about Pearl.
I was physically leaning in. I always have coffee with me on the interview. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. And I was physically leaning into this interview because I couldn't believe the things that she would offer, from Ayurvedic practices, and skin health. She uses her indigenous roots for herbal remedies. She has like a remedy book from her great grandmother that she uses.
I love that.
So very unique, and you wouldn't know it was here.
No, I wouldn't know otherwise. At all. This is the first I've heard of this. Well, you guys are going to be coming out with episodes when and where?
Yes, so we are launching at the end of September. Exciting. So we don't want anybody to miss the launch of Elevate, because we have a very special episode that we're starting with, and we have 12 back-to-back episodes.
Wow.
12 very enriching educational episodes, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Elevate Health Grand Strand, and also on our website, elevateandcompany.org, and you can sign up for our newsletter and everything like that.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.